What's up, guys? TG back with another video. We are going to be doing a Stranger Things character ranking, but this is only based off Season 4, Volume 1. So I'm not taking into account anything they've done in the first 3 seasons. I'm only going based off of what they've done in Season 4 so far. I'm just going to go in order. First up is Jason, and he is going to go into the annoying tier. At first, it's hard to blame him. Anyone would expect that Eddie is the one that killed Chrissy. But as time goes on, he's just becoming more and more annoying. I mean, he saw Patrick die right in front of his own eyes and saw that it wasn't Eddie, and he's still trying to place the blame on him, so he has to go down there. Next up is Max. She's going to carry. She is carrying Season 4 so far. She's been amazing. Probably the best character so far this season. Episode 4 was her episode. She stole the show, and it was the best episode of the season. Maybe even the series. Sadie Sink has been fantastic this season. She is number 1 on the carrying tier. Next up is Dustin. I'm going to put him in the great tier. He is always a really fun and good character. He gets a lot done. He is usually the one that's figuring stuff out, and no one ever believes him, but he's always right. He does a great job. I love him and Steve. He has been great this season, as he always has been, but he's just not quite on Max's level this season. Next up is Lucas. I'm going to put him in the alright, because this season he started off, I wouldn't say annoying. He wasn't that bad, but, he kind of was just ignoring his friends. And, you could understand his point of view. He kind of, doesn't want to be seen as a nerd and a dork and get picked on. But at the same time, he kind of just completely threw his friends at the window. But he came back around. He's with them now. He left Jason and the rest of the jocks behind. So he's alright. And I think as the season goes on, when we get these final 2 episodes, he could easily jump into that great tier. Next up is Erica. And you know what? I'll put her in alright too. She's a really fun character. I really like her. She's almost in the great tier. She just hasn't been around enough. She's not one of the main characters. She isn't really present all that much until episode 7. So she can go into the alright tier for this season so far. Robin is going to go at the top of the great tier for me. I know that she is some people's favorite character. She would easily go into carrying for some people. I really, really like Robin. She's great. I love her. But she's not quite into the top tier for me. She has been fantastic this season. She is the one that was able to piece the clues together for the music with Vecna. So she has to go to the top of the great tier. Next up is Nancy. Her too. She's going to go in great. Maybe right in between Dustin and Robin. She could arguably go above Robin. She's been phenomenal this season. She has been leading the group. She's been on the case ever since Chrissy died. She figured out a lot too. She was able to get the interview with Victor Creel. Her and Robin have been responsible for figuring out a lot this season. They have both been phenomenal. So they're getting that great tier. Next up is Steve. He's carrying as well. He always does. Ever since Season 1, when we all hated him, he's only been going up. Hasn't quite been on Max's level this season, but he has been fantastic. I love his relationship with Dustin, as I said before. He's really just been looking out for all the kids in the Hawkins storyline, and you love to see him do that. He always puts himself into danger. He was the one that jumped into that lake to go figure out the gate. He will sacrifice himself for everyone. He'll look out for everyone. He's a great character to have. Hopefully he doesn't die next season, or this season in Volume 2, because I feel like that might be coming. Next up is Vecna, /1. And I'm going to put him at the end of great. Now, don't get me wrong, he's the villain. He killed Chrissy. He killed Patrick. I forget the other reporter's name that was with Nancy. Killed him. Tried to kill Max. Still might kill Max. His enemies with 11, and he's going to be going after a lot of people this season. He's responsible for a lot. He is the villain, but he's the best villain we've had in this show so far, in my opinion. I love the backstory. I love the twist. It really just added a new layer to the villain of the show, because we didn't really get that backstory with the Mind Flayer or with the Demogorgons. So I feel like they really up the stakes and just up the writing when it comes to the layers to our villain. So he's going to go on the great tier, but that doesn't change the fact that he has to go. 11 needs to take him out. Speaking of 11, she's going to go to the top of the alright list. If we're basing this off the whole show, she's in carrying. At best, at the worst, great, but no, she's in carrying. But we're only basing this off of season 4. And so far, her story hasn't been too much. Before the revelation, before the twist, it was just a little bit underwhelming seeing her flashbacks every episode. But that twist was amazing. It definitely makes up for it. But so far, we just haven't seen her do too much. She's just been reliving her old memories. So she's going to the top of alright. But if she gets her powers back and goes back to doing what she does best, she's easily jumping up into that carrying tier. Next up is Enzo. He is going to be an alright for me as well. He's a really fun character. One of the 3 main new characters that we've been introduced to. I love him. He has been a very solid addition to that Russian storyline. He's just not quite on the level of these 4. Next up, I'm going to put both the doctors in alright. Dr. Owens and, why can't I think of his name right now? Dr. Brenner, that's it. I just looked it up. Dr. Brenner is not a good person. We have known since season 1 he's evil. He's done a lot of bad things, but I feel like he's on the road to redemption. I think he's going to die in Volume 2, sacrificing himself for 11. And honestly, he hasn't been that bad this season. He's just trying to get 11's powers back so she can go save Hawkins. And same with Owens. I mean, he's probably the better out of them 2. He's trying to be there for Elle, make sure that she's safe, but they need to get her powers back so she can save Hawkins. They're both alright this season. Hopper is going to go at the end of the carrying list. I'm so happy he's back. He's been great in the Russian storyline. He's doing whatever he can to get back to the kids, to get back to Joyce, 11, and, get reunited with them. He's great to have back. Easily in the carrying tier, but I do think Max and Steve have been better this season. That's just my opinion. Joyce is going to go in the great tier as well. She's going to go to the top of it for me. She's been phenomenal, giving up her life at home, giving up her money, putting her life on the line to go save Hopper and get him back. It's been great to see. And next up is Murray, and he is going to go in the great tier for the same reason. He has put his life on the line. He's going out of his way to go save Hopper in Russia. He isn't quite on Joyce's level for me, but he's still in the great tier. Such a fun character. I hope we don't lose him in Volume 2. But if one of the 3 main characters in the Russian storyline have to go, I do think it's going to be Murray, unfortunately. Next up is Mike. We have this sideline here for a reason. Unfortunately, everyone in California hasn't had much going on. I mean, you could arguably, no, I'm putting Mike in the annoying tier. Mike's been so freaking annoying this season. He's not as bad as him, but Mike is treating Will like crap, treating 11 like crap, not being a good friend or boyfriend, so he could go in the annoying tier. As for Will and Jonathan, I want to love them. I do love them, but in this season, they haven't been annoying, but they haven't been anything else because they've been sidelined so far. I think that's going to change in Volume 2, especially once all the groups merge back together. I think we're going to see them be involved more, but so far they just haven't much. Ariel, I mean, technically he's not been sidelined because he's never really been important. I like these 2 better than him overall, but in Season 4, they kind of have all had basically the same story. Haven't been present much, and Ariel is kind of just like comedy relief. He's a fun character. So, like, maybe he should be in a tier of his own. That's kind of just, like, strictly comedy relief. He hasn't really done anything as much as these characters. But he also, technically, I don't think he should be above Will and Jonathan. But they just haven't really done much. Like I said, they've been sidelined, and he hasn't done much either, but he's just been funny. So, he's going to go at the end of the alright tier for me. And Eddie's going to go in the great tier for me. He's my favorite new addition to the show. I've had a lot of fun watching him. I do think he's gonna die in Volume 2, especially because of the trailer of him playing the guitar in the Upside Down. I hope it's not the case, but I love his relationship with Dustin. I love his character. It seems, like I said, he is my favorite out of the new group, so he's going to make it in the great tier for me, and that is it, ranking all of at least the important characters for Season 4, Volume 1. The rest of the parents, besides Joyce and Hopper, aren't there, but let's be honest, they don't really do much, so they would all just be somewhere from the annoying to sideline tier, depending on who they are. So that's it. Let me know if you agree with this list or not. Where would you put these characters strictly based off of Season 4? Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed.